Welcome back to War Machines. We will crown a champion in this episode. By the end of the episode, the bracket for the DSL class will be complete and the first of 3 War Machines Season 2 titles will be determined. Also featured in this episode will be the top 8 for both of the other 2 classes. Only the best of the best remains, but before we check out to see who all is fighting tonight, let's check out the brackets right now and give you another update on how those are doing right now. First, we're showing off the Battlebots and Bugglebots class, where the favorite to win the title is still in it right now. The top seeded Cobalt, who has shown off a lot of destruction and provided a real reign of terror to their past few opponents. Fighting them tonight will be the Drum Spinner of Minotaur, which is a rematch from Battlebots 2019 if you haven't seen that before. It was an awesome fight. I would recommend checking it out. Right below it, the 4 and the 5 seed are both still in it, featuring the defending champion Hydra and the 5 seed Sosig, who is also proving that they are underranked. Over in the bottom right, we got the 30 seed Sub-Zero, who has taken out 2 major titans in Bite Force and Sub-Zero. Fighting them will be another titan in Black Dragon. Last but not least, the top right area, where we got the Apprentice, the bot who is shocking the entire competition right now, taking out not 1, but 3 major contenders. Can they continue their reign of terror when they take on Hypershock tonight? Either way, all 4 of these should be great matchups. I cannot wait for this, but let's now check out the Robot Wars class next. Now in the Robot Wars class, once again, the favorite to win the title in this class is still in it. We got the top seeded Last Rites over at the top left. Last Rites is a major fight coming tonight with a bot they have fought many times in several competitions in real life in Sewer Snake. This should be an epic face-off between the 1 and the 9 seed. I cannot wait for this one. Up the top right, the 2 seed is also still in it, Eruption, who has really proven themselves with the power of that flipper. They have a major challenge tonight in the 7 seed Electric Boogaloo, who has also shown a major reign of terror in this season. This should be an epic one to watch. Over in the bottom right, we got Infection, the 3 seed, who is also still in it. Their opponent is the 11 seed TR2, who has also been a real menace with the power of their flipper. Another epic matchup is coming tonight. Last but not least, we got the bottom left, featuring the 13 seed 900 and the wild card, that's still in it, the 28 seed Behemoth. Both of these bots have really proven themselves to be serious contenders, and I expect these 2 are going to give us a great showing tonight. Now, let's check out the top 4, the 4 bots who have made it this far in the DSL class. Up at the top, we got the 8 seed Razor and the 28 seed Ziggo, who have both seriously proven themselves, along with the fact that Ziggo is very near the bottom of the rankings in this class. As a wildcard recipient, Ziggo has still managed to win their way up to this point in the competition. But how will they fare against the Crusher of Razor, who has pulled off a lot of death and destruction with that weapon? Then, of course, at the bottom, we got the 2 and the 3 seed Mo and Minion. 2 major titans who I expect are probably favorites to win the title here. Those 2 might be the favorites when it comes to the ranks, but never count out anyone here, as Razor and Ziggo could very easily sneak their way towards a title and could win it all. So anything could go in this one. Who do you think will be crowned the champion of the DSL class? I cannot wait to find out. But before we get to some of the amazing battles we will see tonight, let's go ahead and check out the fight card anyway. We start straight off the bat with the final 4 for the DSL class. Leading it off, we got probably the big matchup in that one, where we got Minion and Mo, the battle between the 2 and the 3 seed, will lead this one all off. That should be an epic clash. Then following that will be the other Final Four matchup between the Crusher of Razor and the Full Body Spinner of Ziggo. Then after those are determined, while they are getting their bots ready for their third place fight or their grand final fight, we will see the Elite 8 for the other two classes. Leading it off, we will see the deadly Vertical Spinner of Cobalt and the Drum Spinner of Minotaur. Up second, we have the Drum Spinner of 900, who will take on the Flipper of Behemoth. Featured third, we got the Vertical Spinner of Hypershock and the deadly Horizontal Spinner of The Apprentice. Following that, we got the Egg Beater of Black Dragon and the Champion of Battlebots Armageddon, the Flipper of Sub-Zero. Following that, we got the battle between the Vertical Spinner of Electric Boogaloo and the Flipper of Eruption. Next, we have the Flipper of Hydra, who will be taking on the nasty Vertical Spinner of Sosig. Following that, we got the Vertical Spinner of Infection, who will be taking on the Flipper of TR2. And to end the top 8, we got a battle between a major rivalry between those two bots. We have the Horizontal Spinner of Last Rites, who will be taking on the Lifter of Sewer Snake. Then, following that, we will see the third place fight between the losing bots in our first two matchups. And then following that, in tonight's main event, will be the grand final, where a championship will be determined. Those bots are not shown here, because who likes spoilers, anyway. But either way, lots of great matchups are coming tonight. Let's see tonight's first matchup, which features the 3 and the 2 seed. Minion and Mo in the DSL class. This one should be an epic face-off, as these are both major favorites to win the whole thing. On the left side, we got Minion with their Vertical Spinner and their Wedge at their arsenal. This is very effective weaponry at their hands, as it has been able to do a lot in their past few battles. Those vulnerable sides could be something to watch here when they take on a major spinner bot like Mo, their opponent. On the other side, we got Mo and their Horizontal Spinner. That is one destructive weapon, as we've seen it take out bot after bot with brute force in this one. Of course, though, their big concern, which Minion could be the biggest concern with this weakness so far, are those 4 exposed wheels. This should be one heck of a matchup. I cannot wait for it. But rather than check out highlights from both of these bots' previous matchup, let's show off highlights of how each bot managed to make it this far in the competition. We'll lead it off with Minion, who just showed off that destructive power in that Vertical Spinner ever since the opening round, showing very little use of the Wedge and managing dismantle every one of their opponents bit by bit here. Managed to UDA several bots, managed to take off pieces of each other, control board several of them. Either way, Minion is definitely a well-deserved Final Four bot here in this class. Opposing them is Mo. Ever since the opening round, they have just been destroying piece after piece of every single opponent they fought here. This has got to be the most destructive bot of this class, as several of their opponents left the arena in multiple bin bags here after clashing with a major contender like Mo. There is a reason why this bot was given the 2 seed here, and they have definitely shown it all season. Mo is another major contender for the title. Let's get to this battle. Here we go, let the Final Four begin. Minion charging out of the gate. We see a big weapon on weapon shot. Another shot, and Minion right at the sides of Mo. Can they get a wheel here? Now as we see some weapon on weapon exchanges, and Minion got to the sides of Mo once already. Can they maybe do it again? Mo tried to target the sides, as I think they want to try to avoid going weapon on weapon as much as possible, but that's not happening, and I see smoke coming out of Mo. That has been a common problem all season so far. But right now, this could be a problematic for them because a Final Four spot could be at stake here. Or Grand Final spot could be at stake. My mistake. Another shot to the sides of Mo from Minion. Now here comes Minion once again hitting Mo from the sides. Minion just after those wheels here. But off comes the spinner of Minion. This is a real game changer here. Minion was doing so well getting to the sides of Mo, but they just lost their big weapon here, and now they're charging with that wedge. The first we've seen it of it all season, and they're controlling this battle pretty well so far. Mo targeting the front here, trying to get to the sides, and off comes the wedge too! Minion has lost both of their weapons here. Looks like they lost the ground game advantage with that wedge, and now they're just charging in, trying to break that spinner on Mo. Minion is in some serious trouble here, but they are still staying aggressive here, trying to control this battle as the best they can. Couple more big shots from Mo here. Mo just showing off the destructive power of that spinner as they have removed Minion of both of their weapons here. Minion is in some real trouble, and they are smoking quite badly, even though that's been happening for a while here. Now as Minion continuing to stay aggressive, definitely the more aggressive bot here, but how long can they take this punishment? We got a minute left in this battle here. What a face-off this has been for this one. But Minion looks like their control board might be in trouble here. But they are still staying aggressive, continuing to try to break that weapon here. But now Mo breaks that control board, and Mo has claimed the first spot in the DSL Grand Final. What a fight this was. Things were looking great for Minion to start it off, as they managed to get some nice shots right to the sides of Mo. But then Mo managed to get a few big hits of their own in this one. Now as Minion just gave Mo a lot of trouble early in this one, just nailing the sides of Mo, trying to get to those wheels, but it didn't last long for Minion. Right there, lost the vertical spinner, leaving them with just their wedge, which we saw for the first time, trying to try to control this battle. They did a very good job of that at first here. Managed to get Mo up in the air off balance, but then it wasn't long before the wedge was gone too. Just proving how powerful that horizontal spinner is of Mo's. Right there. Mo's gotta be the most destructive bot of the season, at least for this class here. Now, as right after this, they just went to surgical work, managed to destroy that control board, and claim their spot in the top 2 of this class. What a way to start the episode. Let's now find out who will be fighting Mo for the first War Machine's title. We got Razor and Ziggo, the 8 and the 28 seed. On the left side, we got Razor, the 8 seed, and their Crusher. This is one powerful Crusher here. Razor's another major contender for most destructive bot this season, with what they were able to do with that Crusher this season. However though, Razor does have those exposed sides. Those wheels right on the side could be what Ziggo could be trying to target in this one. Opposing Razor is a wildcard recipient in the 28 seed Ziggo and their full body spinner. This is one powerful full body spinner here, another bot who has caused a lot of destruction this season. But then of course their stability is their major concern, as it has almost costed them in a few of their battles that got them to this point. Either way, this should be a good one, and could we see a wild card pull it off and make it to the grand final? But let's now check out some highlights on how both bots got to this point. First up, we got Razor, where ever since their first battle with Tornado Mur, they have just remained aggressive no matter who they would go up against, and would do some serious damage with that Crusher every time, and that has led them to victory by dominating force every single time this bot entered the arena. Now, what a lot of damage Razor managed to cause with that Crusher here. Now, we might not see a lot of it here in these highlights, but they've done a lot of damage internally that's led into some control board chaos. Opposing them is Ziggo, who had a rough start to this season with an opening round loss, but managed to get a wild card and a second chance back into the tournament, and managed to pull off some major upsets that got them to this point in the tournament. Ziggo has got to be one of the biggest surprises of the season so far, and I would not be surprised if Ziggo walks away with the War Machine's title for this class. Let's now get to this matchup. Here comes Razor. There's Ziggo spinning up to full speed. Looks like Razor was going to try to box rush them, but that didn't happen here. And now Ziggo's up at full speed. But now Ziggo's spinning out of control. They got a little jab to the sides, but now they're spinning out of control. I think this is what Razor wanted here. Trying to take advantage of Ziggo's stability thing. Going to try to pin Ziggo against the rails. But so far, that is proving to not be easy. Razor trying to grab a hold of the self-righting mechanism here, but not able to do that. Ziggo is just so slippery here. Razor just can't get an effective hold, but look at that! Razor might be doing some damage here by just simply poking into Ziggo, because look at that control board here. Could Ziggo be in trouble? Now Razor's got them pinned, but now Razor set them free. Now Ziggo up to full speed and drops the crusher and destroys the control board. Razor wins and goes to the grand final in less than a minute. I am a little shocked at the outcome here. I did not think it would end this quickly. Razor's strategy was clearly to knock Ziggo off balance here and then drop that crusher on them. But then Ziggo proved that was not an easy task, but Razor did manage to poke into the bottom, even the top of Ziggo's spinner with that crusher a few times, and clearly that was enough, because clearly Razor managed to get to the internals of Ziggo, managed to punch their way through that control board, and managed to disable it, and that punched Razor's ticket into the grand final, where they will take on Mo into the next round. Ziggo will fight Minion for third place later in this episode. Now that that is determined, well, the 4 bots work to repair their machines for their second battle in this episode. We will now see the top 8 for both the Battlebots and Bugglebots class and the Robot Wars class. Leading that off, we got the top-seeded Cobalt, who will be taking on the 8-seed Minotaur from the Battlebots and Bugglebots class. On the left side, we got the dangerous vertical spinner of Cobalt, as that thing has caused a major reign of terror in their first many matchups. Of course, though, their big problem are those sides, as Minotaur could very easily catch a hold of them and manage to disable Cobalt that way. On the other side, we got Minotaur, the 8th seed, and their drum spinner. That is one powerful drum spinner here. It has also caused a major amount of destruction in their first many matchups. Of course, though, their big problem are those gyroscopic forces, which we could see Cobalt take advantage of in this one. Who will punch their ticket into the final 4 for this class? Let's find out, but let's check out some highlights from both of these bots' most recent matchup. Last time, Cobalt got a major challenge and huge here, but proved to be no sweat as Cobalt took off wheel after wheel on huge, and that led to their victory. Up first, we got Minotaur, who went up against Bronco in their last battle, and managed to win it in a very close judge's decision thanks to the damage they were able to do. Let's now get to this battle. Let the battle for the top 8 begin. Cobalt getting that vertical spinner up to speed, trying to get underneath Minotaur, that not being an easy task here. Here now Minotaur's just as low to the ground as Cobalt. But now the spike's getting in, and Cobalt gets a few hits on Minotaur. I saw a few pieces fly off. Looks like Minotaur lost one of the wedgelets at the front, and off comes a big piece of the drum spinner of Minotaur. Minotaur taking some severe damage and 30 seconds into this battle too. Cobalt doing some major damage, and Minotaur has been smoking for the past few minutes. Now Minotaur's stuck on their backside. Minotaur being conned out, but Cobalt sets them free. They want to keep this battle going. But now Cobalt hits Minotaur again and knocks him down the pit, and the 1 seed advances to the Final Four. This was an epic face-off here. Cobalt started off, looks like the hazards really struck Minotaur big time in this one. The spikes got in there and managed to get Minotaur up in the air and give Cobalt an opportunity to get underneath them. Then right there, managed to knock off half of the spinner of Minotaur here, giving Cobalt a major opportunity to do some serious damage. Then there was that hit that got Minotaur stuck on their backside, but Cobalt set them free, showing excellent sportsmanship. But it didn't matter anyway, because it was not long before Minotaur was hit down the pit of oblivion, and Cobalt won this thing by a knockout. What a battle to lead off the top 8. Next up, we start the top 8 for the Robot Wars class, where we have the 13 seed 900 and wildcard recipient, the 28 seed Behemoth. On the left side, we got the drum spinner of 900, and that is one powerful weapon too. This is a contender for the most destructive bot in the Robot Wars class. Of course though, 900 is not a perfect design as well. A few of their issues is they've proven to have problems with wedges in some of their previous fights. Along with that, gyroscopic forces could be another thing to watch with this bot. Opposing them is Behemoth, and as I said before, they are a wildcard recipient for this class. This is one epic design here, one great one here. Now it's got a very low to the ground scoop, that is a quite powerful flipper, and this bot is pretty well armored too. However though, those vulnerable sides are something 900 could very easily catch a hold of and do some very serious damage with that drum spinner. Either way, this should be one epic clash, but let's now check out some highlights from both of these bots' most recent matchup. First up, we got 900, who drew Ripper for their last matchup, but a few driving mistakes by Ripper costed them the battle, and 900 won it by a knockout. Their opponent is Behemoth, who used their low ground game to their advantage in their battle with Noisy Cricket in their last battle, and that helped them win in advance. Here we go. Here comes Behemoth charging at 900 here. Some head-on action here. Behemoth gets a flip in. They're clearly lower to the ground than 900. 900 gets a few jabs on the underside of Behemoth. Another flip by Behemoth. As they're giving 900 quite a bit of trouble here, showing their low ground owned here is superior to 900's drum spinner so far. 900 does appear to be getting some little jabs with that drum spinner, but they don't seem to be doing much damage so far. Behemoth has 900 in the corner, controlling this fight brilliantly with that lifter here. But now Behemoth going around to the sides, taking 900 into the rails once again here. 900 just struggling to get much going here. Another big flip by Behemoth. What dominance being shown by the wild card here. 900 almost got a good shot at Behemoth there. Could have been a near driving mistake, but then Behemoth avoids it. Great job by them avoiding some of the big hits by that drum spinner so far. First minute through and with complete domination by them. Few more big hits, but Behemoth lost the scoop once again. And could this be a game changer here? But 900, they're stuck up against the rails. Looks like they are slipping. Looks like they will get free from this. But how has that last bunch of hits affected Behemoth? They lost their scoop, and it's definitely going to be harder to control this battle with 900. But so far, they are dealing with that quite well. Now, Behemoth still got 900 right up against the rails here. But now 900 comes in once again. And here, trying to get some big hits with that drum spinner, but not struggling to really do so. Still though, that was a key piece of damage, and there's some hits from 900. Those are probably the biggest hits of the match from that drum spinner so far. few more nice shots from that drum spinner. Now they have Behemoth in the corner. Could the tables be turning in this battle? Less than a minute to go in this battle. Another big hit and a piece went flying. Don't know what that was, but all I know is it was probably a piece of Behemoth. Now we have a stalemate. Lots of head-on action here. Few more jabs from that drum spinner here. All Behemoth can really do is try to control this battle as much as they can, continue to try to avoid that drum spinner. But it's hard to tell if that's really happening here, as we have a real stalemate between those two. Another jab from 900, but back to a stalemate. A few more hits from 900 and that drum spinner. What a fight this has been. And close one this is. I personally think Behemoth is ahead on points, but probably not by much here. Those 900 has been getting a bunch of nice shots in. 5 seconds left in this battle. This battle is going to the judges, and it has. Wow. What a battle here. Great one. And now as Behemoth got underneath 900, flipped them around the arena to start this battle, just denied that drum spinner for a majority of it. Just didn't allow 900 to get much going in this fight. A few lifts sent 900 into the corner, providing some excellent aggression and control from Behemoth. Before I forget to mention, judges' decisions are judged based off of the Battlebots 7-point scale that they use in 2019, where a bot can get up to 3 points for damage, 2 points for aggression, and 2 points for control. Behemoth definitely had a lot of it early, but that was a very key piece of damage right there. 900 knocked off the scoop of Behemoth, which he hadn't seen happen since Behemoth's very first fight of the season, and that was crucial, as that led to several opportunities for 900 to get some great shots, and they didn't exactly get many opportunities in to get some good shots, but still, it's huge. Let's now hear what the judges had to say. The votes are in, and we have a split decision. Judge Porinog scored this battle in favor of Behemoth. Judge Green Square scored this battle in favor of 900. Judge Daily Dose of Battlebots scored this battle in favor of the winner. Behemoth! Now, as the judges clearly appreciated all the control and aggression Behemoth had even while losing their scoop, but still, this was a very close judges' decision, which is why this one was split. Either way, what a battle that was. Great run by 900. You will see Behemoth in the next round. We return to the Battlebots and Bugglebots class for our next battle, where we have Hypershock and the Apprentice. On the left side, we got the 10 seed Hypershock and that vertical spinner. That is one nasty vertical spinner at their hands, as it has caused a lot of chaos throughout their first many fights. However though, those exposed wheels could be a big problem when going up against a major contender like the Apprentice. On the other side is the Apprentice, the 50 seed, but they have been fighting lately like they should be a top 10 seed. They have one dangerous horizontal spinner here, as you would know the amount of damage that thing has caused if you've seen their past few battles. However though, while their spinner is very powerful, their armor is quite delicate, which could very much be something to watch here in a battle like this. Either way, this should be a good one. Can the Apprentice take out another major contender? Let's find out, but before we do that, let's check out some highlights from both bots' most recent matchups. First up, we got Hypershock, who took advantage of K2's gyro problems brilliantly in this battle and used that to win against them by a knockout. Their opponent is the Apprentice, who caused a major upset, doing some severe damage to the 2-seed Daedalus and winning that in a knockout. Here we go, here comes Hypershock and the Apprentice getting their weapons up to speed, circling around, trying to see each other out here. some major weapon-on-weapon action, but Hypershock gets a flip, and it looks like a piece flew off of something. Another big piece falling off as Hypershock landed a major hit with that vertical spinner. The Apprentice flipped over. They can drive upside down, however, but Hypershock hits them again, rights them. Hypershock landing some nice hits to the sides of the Apprentice to start this battle off, but how much damage has that weapon done? And the Apprentice has flipped Hypershock and they're pushing them around. I see more bits and pieces of Hypershock coming off, and a wheel came off too in that exchange. Hypershock took some severe damage in this one. Could the Apprentice be looking towards another victory? Another big piece flying off of Hypershock and a flip. Both bots got flipped over on that, and they're both smoking. What a fight so far. A minute into this one, we're seeing severe damage done by both bots here in this one. I'd probably say the Apprentice has the lead, but not by much right now. We see lots more weapon-on-weapon action. Hypershock's gotta be careful. I see more bits and pieces flying off Hypershock. More pieces flying off, but Hypershock pushes the Apprentice down the pit of oblivion. Hypershock wins. Oh, wow. I think Hypershock is a little lucky to get out of that one alive after some of the big hits and some of the major damage they were taking in that one. We saw lots of big hits right from the start of this one, and it seemed like the Apprentice was getting the better of most of those exchanges. The Apprentice managed to knock a wheel off, along with knock off several more bits and pieces of Hypershock's weapon, the Self-Rider, their wedge as well. Like, seriously, some of these hits were just nasty. Right after that hit, we saw smoke coming out of both bots here, just showing both of them were taking severe damage. And even with all the damage Hypershock took, they proved that they had just enough push power to get the Apprentice down the pit of oblivion and win it by a knockout. What a victory that was. Next up, we got the 6th seed Black Dragon, who will be taking on the 30 seed Sub-Zero. On the left side, we got Black Dragon and their Egg Beater, who is the higher seed in a battle like this. That front is very effective, as they got 2 wedgelets that are very low to the ground. This bot is well armored, and it's got a powerful Egg Beater to it. However though, those 2 exposed wheels, along with the fact that if they get flipped over, they're not as effective upside down, which could be weaknesses Sub-Zero might be trying to target. On the other side, we got Sub-Zero, the 30th seed, but don't count out them because they managed to take out both Bite Horse and Tombstone in their last 2 battles. That is one very effective flipper there, as I expect we could see them giving Black Dragon some serious airtime. Of course though, those 4 exposed wheels will be Black Dragon's big target in a major battle like this. This should be a great one. Who will clinch a spot in the final 4? I cannot wait to find out, as this should be a great one. But before we find out, let's check out some highlights from both of these bots' most recent matchup. First up, we got Black Dragon, who absolutely dismantled Witch Doctor, and another very destructive victory on their hands. Another great one from Black Dragon, but how will they fare against Sub-Zero, who managed to take out the King of Kinetic Energy and Battlebots Tombstone with that powerful flipper of theirs and their quite nice armor to it. Here we go, Black Dragon getting that Egg Beater spear from Sub-Zero, charging right out of the gate, but Black Dragon gets a few nice hits in. I see a piece of Sub-Zero already flying off. Another few shots. But oh no! The Sub-Zero has lost their flipper! Sub-Zero's in some major trouble early. They have lost their primary weapon not even 30 seconds into this battle. Another big hit that causes another piece of Sub-Zero to fly off. Few more big hits. Looks like Sub-Zero lost part of the back plate too. Sub-Zero's now smoking as well. Sub-Zero in some major trouble early in this one. And no primary weapon. All they can really do is try to maintain aggression and try to control this battle. But that'll be difficult against a bot like Black Dragon. But now Sub-Zero getting underneath Black Dragon. Black Dragon trying to get Sub-Zero once again. Sub-Zero backing off and charging in there like a battering ram. Looks like that's going to be their strategy for the rest of this battle here, which might honestly not be a bad strategy for a situation like this. Black Dragon trying to outmaneuver Sub-Zero, but that's just not happening to start this one. As Black Dragon trying to get underneath them, taken into the rails, flipped over, but they eventually right themselves here. Look at what Black Dragon just struggling now just to get underneath Sub-Zero. Could Black Dragon have taken some damage as well in some of those last few exchanges? Who knows, but either way, Sub-Zero might be starting to turn the tide. Be careful, Sub-Zero, you don't want to fall down that pit right there. That would be unfortunate to lose like that. Sub-Zero really starting to catch up on points here, despite what happened in the first minute of this battle here. Black Dragon is being given quite a bit of trouble as of now. But now Black Dragon getting underneath Sub-Zero, managed to find an angle to get to the sides and took a wheel off. Sub-Zero taking some major damage. Now they're underneath Black Dragon again. And less than a minute to go in this battle. I'd say Black Dragon has the lead, but Sub-Zero has been catching up without a doubt here. The Battlebots Armageddon champion is not giving up just yet. Black Dragon almost pushes Sub-Zero down the pit. Look to try that, but it's not happening. Very close there, but nope. Once again, another very close attempt to get Sub-Zero down the pit of oblivion here. But now Black Dragon backing off once again. 20 seconds left to go in this battle. What a fight this has been. This is not the outcome I expected to see. A little bit of jab to the front from Black Dragon here. Them trying to get to the sides of Sub-Zero once again. Less than 10 seconds to go in this battle. And another jab. And wow. One more hit from Black Dragon right as the clock hits 0 here. Great fight that is going to the judges. What a fight. What a start for Black Dragon. Look at that. Just started off just getting underneath Sub-Zero. And then eventually, this hit right here is what really got Sub-Zero on a bad foot. Lost the flipper for the remainder of this battle. Black Dragon then was given the opportunity to go in for some major hits, knock off some major parts of Sub-Zero. But was it like this forever? No, it was not. As Sub-Zero very quickly managed to figure out that even without the flipper, they were still a little bit lower than Black Dragon and managed to get underneath them and push Black Dragon around the arena in this one. What a fight this was, as Black Dragon eventually found an opening to get another attack and knocked off a wheel, another crucial piece of damage, just to show that they are the real deal here and they deserve that spot in the Final Four. But still, Sub-Zero did not back down one bit, and with the pushing they were able to do in the middle of this battle, this could be a close decision. The judges' votes are in, and we have a unanimous decision. The winner is Black Dragon. What a fight that was, as Black Dragon managed to get some key damage in there, which led to their victory in this battle. Another entertaining battle. Let's get to the next one. Next up, we go to the Robot Wars class, where we got Electric Boogaloo and Eruption. On the left side, we got Electric Boogaloo, the 7th seed, and that vertical spinner. That vertical spinner is very powerful here. It's caused a tremendous amount of damage throughout their past few battles. Of course though, Electric Boogaloo's big problem are those 2 exposed wheels. That may not be the case in a battle with an opponent like Eruption, but Electric Boogaloo is also not very effective when upside down, which could be a problem in a battle like this. Their opponent is Eruption, the 2 seed and a flipper bot. That is one powerful flipper and also a very low to the ground flipper. Eruption's big problem though are those vulnerable sides, which could lead to their downfall if they are not careful. This should be another epic face-off. Who will move on to the next round and go to the final 4 for this class? I cannot wait to find out, but let's now check out some highlights from both bots' most recent matchups. First up, we got Electric Boogaloo, who dominated almost the entire battle in their fight with Salad Tosser, and that led to victory for them and a spot in this round. Their opponent is Eruption, who very quickly ended the run of Storm 2 and won that one in one of the fastest knockouts of the season so far. Here we go, Electric Boogaloo getting that vertical spinner up to speed. Eruption coming in. We see a flip from Eruption early in this one, but now Electric Boogaloo needs to self-right, but they get flipped by Eruption. And another flip that sends Eruption up into the air. And another big flip from Eruption. Great start by Eruption here, getting that flipper underneath Electric Boogaloo. But you gotta be careful though. Even when up in the air and flipped over, Electric Boogaloo is still dangerous. A little jab right to the flipper from Electric Boogaloo. What I was saying by that is if they get flipped over and Eruption hits the vertical spinner, charges right into it, that still could do some damage. Big airtime to Electric Boogaloo right there. And the spike hazards get involved in this, but it works in Electric Boogaloo's favor, kind of. While they did get flipped up into the air, it looks like Eruption lost a major chunk of their flipper. That is not good for Eruption. Can they flip Electric Boogaloos effectively, even flip them at all? Looks like they still can. It looks like Electric Boogaloo still getting forced back, still getting some airtime here. Looks like a little bit of their flipper is still there and stuff, which is definitely very fortunate for Eruption here in this case. Electric Boogaloo trying to win the ground game here against Eruption. That just is not happening so far. They keep losing the ground game here, so they clearly need to get to the sides, the backside of Eruption. But Eruption is just not allowing that to happen in this one. Eruption clearly has the edge right now, halfway through this battle right now, but you can't count out Electric Boogaloo because of the damage they managed to do in this one. So definitely could be closer than what people are thinking right now. Electric Boogaloo trying to get underneath Eruption once again, but they are paying for it at every turn. Trying to get to the sides of Eruption. They almost got their shot right there, but Eruption made them pay for it by giving them some more air time. Less than a minute to go in this one. I think Eruption has a lead, but not by much. Saw another little jab to the top of Eruption, and almost sending Electric Boogaloo out of the arena right there. And a floor flipper gets involved in the action, but right when Electric Boogaloo recovered, Eruption's right back onto the attack and continuing to flip them around. Excellent control by Eruption here in this one, as well as aggression. Electric Boogaloo gets away, trying to circle around, get to the sides, but denied once again. Less than 20 seconds to go in this battle here. Electric Boogaloo might need a miracle, might need some last-minute damage here if they are to ensure a victory or something like that. But now Eruption continuing to flip. Less than 10 seconds here. And a few more flips from Eruption. Another one right as the clock hits 0. And this battle is going to the judges. Excellent start from Eruption in this one. Landing some nice flips to start this battle out here. Just gave Electric Boogaloo such a hard time in this one. These fights are judged based off of the 7-point scale Battlebots used in 2019, where a bot can get up to 3 points for damage, 2 points for aggression, and 2 points for control. Eruption, it's safe to say that they won the aggression and the control categories here. Maybe not 100% of it though, but damage right here was the big piece of damage right there. Eruption lost a massive chunk of that flipper here, but unfortunately it didn't seem to affect them much for the rest of the fight. And still, there was part of their flippers still there, which they were able to use to continue flipping Electric Boogaloo around, continue to control this battle. Still, this could be a much closer decision and potentially could go the other way than what viewers could would expect. But let's now find out what the judges had to say. The judges' votes are in, and we have a unanimous decision. The winner, moving on to the final four, is Eruption. I definitely agree with that. It's high domination by Eruption throughout this match. Definitely led them to victory. Still, great run by Electric Boogaloo. We will see Eruption in the next round. Coming up next, I cannot wait for this one, as we got Hydra and Sosig in the Battlebots and Bugglebots class. On the left side, we got Hydra, the 4 seed, the War Machine Season 1 champion, and that powerful flipper. I am not kidding when I say that flipper is powerful. It is probably one, or if not the most powerful flipper in the entire competition. While that flipper does have a lot of power to it, their big weakness could be both that they have limited flips at their supply, because if they run out, they'll be in serious trouble, and that could lead to their downfall. They also have those exposed sides that Sosig, 5 seed, and their opponent could be targeting. Sosig is one nasty vertical spinner, as it has caused a tremendous amount of damage in their first few battles. However though, their exposed wheels and their exposed backside could be problematic in a battle like this and could be Hydra's big target. This should be a great one. This one could definitely go either way. Can Sosig dethrone the champion? Before we find out, let's check out some highlights as usual. First up, we got Hydra, who just continued tossing P1 around the arena like a rag doll in this one, and managed to win that one by a judge's decision. Their opponent is Sosig, who got a very quick knockout against Sawblaze, their opponent, to win it by a knockout. Let's see how this one goes. Here we go. Hydra and Sosig meeting right in the middle of the arena. Hydra trying to circle around Sosig. That's not happening, so they went right for the front and got an early flip. But Sosig's at the sides. Can Sosig maybe chew up the sides? No, Hydra got away. But now Hydra tossing Sosig out of the arena. Wow, I did not see that coming. Oh my gosh. This was a completely different outcome than what I was expecting to see. Hydra got an early flip, Sosig had a near opportunity to chew up the sides, and then this happened. Simple flip tossed Sosig out of the arena, and Hydra won it by a very quick knockout. I expected this fight to last a lot longer than this, and potentially see some destruction, but still, good way for Hydra to get a quick knockout and punch their ticket to the final four. After that quick knockout, we got our next battle where we got the 3-seed Infection, who will be taking on the 11-seed TR2 from the Robot Wars class. On the left side, we got Infection and their vertical spinner. That is one powerful spinner here, as it has caused a major amount of damage in their first few battles. Of course though, their big weakness are those vulnerable sides, as they aren't as slow to the ground as their front, and TR2 could use those as a place to target where they will want to do some flipping. TR2 is on the opposing side, the 11th seed, and their flipper. That flipper is very effective. It's got quite a bit of power to it, and it is very low to the ground. Their big problem though are those 3 exposed sides, which are what Infection will probably be trying to target here, unless if they happen to be the lower to the ground bots here. Still though, this should be one epic face-off. I cannot wait for it. Let's now check out some highlights of both of these bots' most recent matchup. First up, we have Infection, who won the ground game against Flipper Gravity and used that to their advantage to win by a judge's decision. Their opponent is TR2, who got the flips that counted most of all in this one, as they toss Iron Awe out of the arena to win their battle. Let's get to this epic face. Here we go, Infection getting that vertical spinner to speed and taking a flip is Infection here. They're trying to get some shots on to the front of TR2, but TR2 not allowing that to happen. They're getting a few nice flips, but the spikes separated them. But it doesn't matter, TR2's back on the attack, and Infection is starting to get tossed around the arena, almost getting flipped out of the arena. But now Infection found an opening and managed to get some shots in with that vertical spinner here. Taking some hits as TR2 right to the sides, a few more shots to the underside here. This is not what TR2 is wanting here in this battle. Oh, as now they are just getting pulverized by that vertical spinner here. TR2 in the corner, they gotta get out. But now Infection releases them and TR2's back on the attack, taking a few more big hits from that vertical spinner. Now TR2's got that flipper underneath Infection. A few more big flips. I see smoke coming out of the backside of Infection. That is not good. Not how Infection was hoping to go with this battle. Not what they were wanting. A few more big hits from that vertical spinner. Despite the smoke, Infection is continuing to attack at TR2 in this one. A few nice shots from Infection. A few more of those. Definitely looks good for them in terms of the damage and control categories of the judging criteria. TR2 underneath Infection once again and flips him again. And now TR2 on top of Infection. And another big flip. And another lift from MTR2. Both bots having some great moments in this battle so far. Little over a minute to go in this one. This one has definitely been a close one. Close back and forth battle so far. But now we see some head-on action here. And it results in TR2 getting underneath Infection, trying to flip them over. But now they're getting some flipping advantage in there. Another flip by TR2. Who now at the sides of Infection, where they want to be, but they're not getting underneath them right now. So that flipper looks to be stuck up into the air. Could they have taken damage? Looks like I stand incorrected about that one. Now we see more head-on action between those two. Ooh, TR2 trying to push Infection around, and down the pit goes Infection. TR2 has advanced. TR2 took on their last opponent as the underdog. They took on this opponent as the underdog too. They proved that even underdogs can advance with ease. What a great bot is TR2. TR2 just started this battle off just tossing Infection around like a rag doll here. But it didn't last that long because Infection got a ton of great hits of their own and with that vertical spinner at that moment right there. And they had a few other great moments. As this one was a great back and forth battle between these two great bots. We saw this flip right here, and then another flip following that is what caused the smoke that was erupting out of the backside of Infection, showing signs of damage to the internal area. But still, what great flipping we saw from TR2 in this one. We love to see stuff like that here in War Machines. But then of course it did not last long before TR2 managed to get a few great pushes in, managed to get Infection down the pit of oblivion, and sealed the victory for TR2. Next up, we got the matchup I've been looking forward to most out of these Elite 8 matchups. I've been looking forward to all of them, just to clarify. We have the top seed Last Rites and the 9 seed Sewer Snake from the Robot Wars. And if you want to know why I'm looking forward to this one, these two have had like a major rivalry in other competitions. These two bots have met several times in real life. On the left side, we got Last Rites and that horizontal spinner. That horizontal spinner is very destructive, as this bot is probably up for the most destructive bot this season. However though, those two exposed wheels could be their problem in a battle like this. Their opponent is Sewer Snake, a lifter bot. This bot is very fast and very maneuverable, but their big problem is they also have exposed wheels. Of course, though, while they do have Omni Wheels, they're still vulnerable. This should be one great face-off. I cannot wait for this one. This one should be very close. Could we see Sewer Snake take down the top seed? I cannot wait to find out. But let's now check out some highlights from both of these spots' last matchup. First up, we got Last Rights, who drew Shunt for their last best opponent. They managed to deal with that bot with relatively great ease in this one, managed to win it in a destructive KO. Their opponent is Sewer Snake, who fell behind at first, but managed to get the points that count and toss Thor out of the arena to win. Let this bot battle begin. Here we go. Sewer Snake charging right out of the gate, but I see they lost a bit of a wheel already. They do have Omni Wheels, so they still have 6-wheel drive right now, but one of those wheels has half as much power left in it, or more like half as much capacity on it. A few more shots to the sides, another part of another wheel came off here. Last Rights trying to do some damage, trying to get to the sides, but Sewer Snake continuing to charge at Last Rights, controlling this battle with ease so far, getting some nice lifts in there, trying to send Last Rights out of control. A few more nice hits. Looks like they lost a wheel completely now. A few more wheels came off. Another piece of another one came off. Last Rights clearly going for those wheels and targeting them nicely. And off comes the front scoop of Sewer Snake. Sewer Snake is going to have a much harder time controlling this battle now with that thing gone. And big trouble for Sewer Snake here. They gotta try to control this battle, but they are starting to take some heavy damage. Last Rights out of control. Sewer Snake trying to take advantage of that, having a hard time doing that. Few more big hits from Last Rights here, trying to go for those wheels, trying to knock off more tires. Can they knock off more? Big hit from Last Rights that sends Sewer Snake back. A few more shots to the sides once again here. Hit after hit is being taken by Sewer Snake. It is hard to believe they are surviving this battle, but now they got an opportunity to use that lifter a few times. A few great lifts by Sewer Snake. They have Last Rights against the rails, but Last Rights is free and underneath them. Knocks off another wheel here. Last Rights continuing to punish Sewer Snake. Knocks off another wheel completely. Sewer Snake is down to one wheel on the left side of their bot, along with at least 2 on the right side of their bot here. Now Last Rights just continuing to punish Sewer Snake. It's amazing how Sewer Snake has been able to take all this and stay aggressive and get some nice control moments. Less than a minute to go. I think Last Rights has the lead, but Sewer Snake has been remaining aggressive despite all the wheels they've been losing in this. 30 seconds left in this one. What a fight this has been. A few more big hits from Last Rights, sending Sewer Snake back. Sewer Snake seems to be having drive issues, seem to be slowing down a little bit. Nice hit to the sides from Last Rights here. Sewer Snake trying to keep that front towards Last Rights, but excellent driving from Last Rights in this one. Less than 10 seconds to go here. Last Rights trying to get some last minute damage, and they knock off another wheel completely as the clock hits 0. This battle is going to the judges. I was expecting this would be a great matchup, and I gotta say that it was a great matchup. Now, as this one started off, Sewer Snake was winning this one, it appeared, as Sewer Snake just using that lifter, using their speed and maneuverability to get control of Last Rights and flip them around the arena here. But damage eventually caught up to Sewer Snake. Now it's right here, I believe it was. Yes, right there. Knocked off the scoop. And then after that, Last Rights seriously went to work with those wheels. Knocked off wheel after wheel in that one, reducing Sewer Snake's maneuverability with every one that was removed. It's hard to believe Sewer Snake stood a chance in a battle like this. Lots of big shots being dealt from that horizontal spinner here. Yeah, It was amazing how Sewer Snake managed to take all this damage, but stay aggressive and had some epic control moments in this one. So I gotta say, Last Rites probably own the damage category, but aggression and control could make this one a lot closer. The votes are in, and we have a unanimous decision. The winner is... Last Rites! Gotta say though, the damage they did definitely influenced the judges on this one, but still, epic battle. That one was great. Now that the Elite 8 battles are over, we have a third place fight to schedule, where we have Minion and Ziggo. On the left side, we got Minion with their wedge and their vertical disc spinner. This weaponry is very effective, as it has worked so well for them in their first many battles. However though, those two vulnerable sides are their big weakness, and as we saw in their Final Four matchup with Mo, the vertical spinner and the wedge are delicate if they've taken enough punishment. On the other side, you got Ziggo, the wildcard recipient and the 28 seed and a full body spinner. That is one powerful full body spinner, as I expect they could give Minion a serious amount of trouble. Their big problem is their own stability. It was something that Razor took advantage of brilliantly when those two met in the arena earlier this episode, but still, this should be a great one. Rather than checking highlights out for their most recent matchup, since we saw that matchup earlier in this episode, we're just going to get right to the fight. Here we go, Minion getting that vertical spinner to speed, charging into Ziggo with that weapon here. Trying to knock Ziggo off balance, having a hard time doing that though. Lots of weapon on weapon actions, now Ziggo's out of control here. Ziggo's in the corner right now, can Minion take control of them? Not happening very easily here. Ziggo is clearly a very slippery bot here. But now Minion has them up against the rails here. Charging in there with that vertical spinner at full speed and stuff. Off balance is Ziggo here. Trying to charge into Ziggo once again. Big hit from that vertical spinner on Minion here. Turning in there. They're trying to get some hits to the front. And off comes the vertical spinner of Minion. Minion has lost one of their weapons for the rest of the battle. Now they're charging with that wedge to try to control this battle. Minion cannot effectively cause damage now, but they can control this battle with that wedge, and they're continuing to try to knock Ziggo off balance in this one. Could this be a game changer here? With Minion losing that vertical spinner, Ziggo still spinning out of control, and they're knocked off balance once again. Minion should have let in with that wedge here, since that wedge can easily knock Ziggo off balance. Here comes Ziggo, they hit the rails, and end up spinning themselves out of control. Now they're back in the corner here. Excellent stuff from Minion, even without a down vertical spinner here. Halfway through this epic matchup here, this has been great so far. Now is Minion charging with that wedge, doing a brilliant job of it right now. Gotta give them a lot of credit for that. Continuing to ram Ziggo into the rails. Ram them into the pit tire, but the pit's already been opened. And as you can see, charging in there once again. Got Ziggo up against the rails, got them off balance once again. And Minion pointing them towards that wedge. Pointing towards them with that wedge, taking them into the rails once again. Now here comes a big charge, but Ziggo's out of the arena! And Minion has claimed third place in the DSL class. Wow. That one was awesome. That was an awesome third place matchup. Way to determine that here. Minion led that one with their vertical spinner to try to cause some damage and potentially get a control board KO, but that did not happen. While they were able to knock Ziggo off balance here, it didn't seem like they were exactly doing much damage with the vertical spinner. But then disaster struck very quickly for Minion. Knocked off the vertical spinner here, leaving Minion without a primary weapon, and without one of their weapons for the rest of the battle. They resorted to charging into Ziggo with that wedge and just continued to knock them off balance. Show some great aggression and control that would have looked great for them in this if this battle happened to go the full 3 minutes. But then this happened about right in this area here where Ziggo actually took themselves out of the arena, as you can see right there. Minion didn't even touch them, and Ziggo went flying out of the arena. We have never seen that before, but it sure was fun to watch. Now we have a champion to crown. Who will it be? Will it be the 2 seed Mo or the 8 seed Razor? On the left side, we got Mo in their horizontal spinner. That is one destructive spinner, as it has caused a lot of damage and chaos, and for sure this bot would get the most destructive bot of the season award for this class. However though, those 4 exposed wheels and their top armor being relatively vulnerable could be problematic for them for their opponent. Opposing them is Razor, the 8 seed and their Crusher. That is one powerful Crusher, as it has also caused a major amount of damage to their opponents, and I suspect that one bite from Razor could end this battle in a control board KO with what we have seen happen in some of Mo's battles. Of course though, Razor's vulnerable sides will be what Mo will be trying to make a meal of in this battle. I think it's time to crown the first War Machine Season 2 champion. Let's now get to this battle. Here we go, Razor charging, trying to box rush Mo, and they knocked him off balance, but now Mo attacking the sides of Razor once again. Exactly where Mo was hoping to target. I think Razor just needs a single bite in order to potentially win this battle. But now off came, it looks like a major piece came off. Major piece came off, looks like a wheel strip was lost. Razor might have taken some serious damage to start this battle off. Razor flipped over once again. They need to right themselves on Mo. Charges in there once again. This could be a serious game changer here, as I think Razor now has drive on just one side. Not the way Razor was hoping to start this battle. They are in some very serious trouble early in this one. Razor trying to get their front towards Mo, but they keep taking a hit to the sides and the back side here. What can Razor do here without being able to properly point their front to Mo? Few more big hits being landed. Looks like the other wheel strip came off. Razor cannot move here. A few more big hits to the backside from Mo. But what can Razor do here? They cannot move. Off comes another major piece. Mo is coming in for more. Could that be unwise though? Oh. Razor can't move right now. Could a countdown be coming soon? Another big hit, but now Mo's on their backside. Could that have been an unwise decision to keep attacking here? Both bots are now motionless right now. Countdown coming on both bots, but the countdown turns off on Mo because they have fallen back over. Razor is being counted out, and it looks like Mo is going to be the first War Machine Season 2 champion. What a way to end the season for this class here. Charging in right off the gate here, trying to knock Mo off balance, trying to box rush them, was a smart decision for Razor, but they sadly never got a good opportunity to drop that Crusher onto Mo. Brilliant driving from whoever was controlling Mo here in this battle. What a way to do it here. We saw the shot right in that previous replay, knocked off the wheel strip, resulting in Razor having one side of drive for a lot of the remainder of the battle. But then it was that shot there that knocked off the other, resulted in Razor being motionless for the rest of the battle. Mo decided to have a little more fun, come in for a few more major shots here, just to show who is the champion of this class here, but then it proved to be unwise right here. Mo got stuck on their backside right there, but it did not matter because they were able to get free and Razor was counted out, and Mo has been awarded the first of 3 War Machines champions. What an episode. Lots of great action tonight as we saw both 4 worthy competitors in both the Robot Wars and Battlebots and Bugglebots class make their way to the final 4 of their class, along with crowning Mo as the first War Machine Season 2 champion. Big congrats to Mo for winning it all. Stars of the night goes to everyone who fought tonight, win or lose, for how far they have come. Some of them might have had their championship run come to an end tonight, but it is incredible how far some of them have come here in this competition. I think almost all of us can agree that with Mo winning the DSL class championship tonight, they are the biggest star of the night. With this episode, the main competition for the DSL class might have come to an end, but there's still more coming in the next episode. We will crown the champion for the other 2 classes and also see a few enjoyable bonus fights in there. Lots of fun is on the way, and I will hopefully see you next time.